Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
Hi, I'm Maureen Akers. Welcome, Gary.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's pull today's question right up there. All right, the Supreme Court is hearing some new arguments in cases this fall. Are there any that we should be watching?
Well, there's several that we should be watching, and I'll get to that in just a minute. I want to talk a little bit about the Supreme Court because it's something we don't think about very often. When I went to law school, 30-something years ago, it was a new thing for me. I mean, because I had never read a Supreme Court opinion, and they are long, and they are torturous sometimes to read, actually, Maureen. So, yeah, and it's all born of kind of a discussion of the law.
Right.
So the Supreme Court doesn't really deal with facts. The facts are stipulated by the time it gets to the Court of Appeals. You kind of have to deal with the facts that have been established. Mm-hmm. So if a case starts in the local courts, mm-hmm. it's a dispute, mm-hmm. and the application of the law may need some clarification, and that's what happens. So the facts are established, and then somebody doesn't like the way it came out, or the way the judge ruled on a certain part of the law. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's saying the law should say this, and when it says this, it means X, and the other side says no, when it says that, it means Y. Mm-hmm. And that's where we get into all this construction and clear meaning of words and what was intended by the founders or the people who drafted the law. So it works its way up, and if the Supreme Court decides there's enough controversy about it from different circuits, mm-hmm. then it will say, let's hear these cases. We want to hear argument. Then it goes to special Supreme Court arguers. These guys and gals who argue Supreme Court cases, and they're good at that. And briefs are submitted from all over the country, and then these long opinions are issued, and all we hear about in the end is a 30-second segment.
Yeah.
The court ruled X,
right.
But there's a lot more to it than that.
Wow, it does sound like a lot.
Yeah.
I did not realize all that until today, so thank you. Are there some cases, though, that we should be watching out for?
Yeah, I think in this term, so there'll be argument, and you're going to hear about argument that's not televised, but it is broadcast, and they do tape them. But there's one about the EPA's power. Are we going to strip away power from federal agencies to try and who are trying to make our water safe? That's this whole states' rights versus federal that's been going on since 1776. Yeah. Okay, wow. And then there's one about Voting Rights Act, trying to gut it some, and this is a big deal. And then there's a third one that has to do with federal elections. Will states be able to regulate federal elections? I don't think so, but we'll see.
Okay. Thank you so very much, Gary. Yeah, we'll see you on the next Legal Break.